and our Mother Earth that's underneath all of that. And take a nice deep breath. And feel that breath circulate in and through you. Feel it move into your every cell, energizing, relaxing. When the body feels energized, feels the oxygen, the energy from the breath, it relaxes. It feels safe. And we are in a safe space. So feel in any place in your body that you may feel discomfort, you can send the breath there. Gently, gently. Just acknowledge. Focus. A cleansing breath on any area that may feel uncomfortable. And as we quiet our minds, it seems like a task that is insurmountable. Just watch the thoughts as they go by. Be the observer of your thoughts. Be the observer. And as our bodies are relaxed and our mind is relaxing, even though it still feels very active, it is. It is, and that's perfectly normal and fine. Take a moment now and draw to mind a father figure in your life. Your father, someone who gave you that feeling of fatherly love. Bring them up in your mind's eye. Now, this may cause some feelings of sadness or distress or pure joy and happiness. It's all right. We are all of those emotions throughout our life. But as you call up one specific person, think of one word that describes that person, that fatherly love, that person who represents father to you. One word. Now, you're not going to have to share this with anyone. Just a focal point. One word. And the living, loving energy of spirit is healing and energizing and sending light to that word, that description, that energy. And now we're simply going to move into the silence as you observe your thoughts. See what this brought up. Focus on that word. And if you get too many thoughts, go back to your breath. Just pay attention to the breathing in and the breathing out as we move now into the silence. Breathing in and breathing out as you focus your breath on your heart space. Think of our heart, that center of love and that power of love, as a filter that you're moving all the thoughts through, helping them to transmute or eliminate, to add light and joy to them. Breathing in whatever words or thoughts you're having, breathing in through the filter of your heart, through the filter of love, and breathing out. And as we gently, gently recenter our thoughts, notice how you're feeling now. Notice calm or not calm. Notice, just notice. Be the wise observer of what comes up and run it through your filter of love and understanding. As we take a nice deep breath and return our thoughts back to this room, to the world of form and energy. As we hear the special music today by Mark, Cinderella. Enjoy.
She spins and she sways to whatever song plays, without a care in the world. I'm sitting here wearing the weight of the world on my shoulders. It's been a long day and there's still work to do. She's pulling at me saying, Dad, I need you. There's a ball at the castle and I've been invited, and I need to practice my dancing. Oh please, Daddy, please. So I dance with Cinderella while she is here in my arms. 'Cause I know something the prince never knew. Oh, I dance with Cinderella. I don't want to miss even one song, 'cause all too soon the clock will strike midnight and she'll be gone. She says that he's a nice guy and I'd be impressed. She wants to know if I approve of the dress. She says, Dad, the prom is just 1 week away and I need to practice my dancing. Oh please, Daddy, please. So I'll dance with Cinderella while she is here in my arms. 'Cause I know something the prince never knew. Whoa, 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 I'll dance with Cinderella. I don't wanna miss even one song. 'Cause all too soon the clock will strike midnight, and she'll be gone. She will be gone. She came home today with a ring on her hand, just glowing and telling us all they had planned. She says, Dad, the wedding's still 6 months away, but I need to practice my dancing. Oh please, Daddy, please. So I'll dance with Cinderella while she is here in my arms. 'Cause I know something the prince never knew. Whoa, 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 I'll dance with Cinderella. I don't wanna miss even one song. 'Cause all too soon the clock will strike midnight, and she'll be gone.
All right, thank you. Oh my. Okay. We have a daughter and 2 sons, and there's that relationship with fathers and sons too that, okay. "1966. Lyndon B. Johnson signed a proclamation calling for Father's Day to be celebrated on the 3rd Sunday of June. Father's Day, however, is far from just a Hallmark holiday. I kind of always called it that, like Mother's Day, but they both have roots in our culture. Father's Day has its origins in medieval Europe, when Catholics dedicated a day to honoring fatherhood, and all paternal relationships. Now we fast forward a couple of years, a couple of 100 years, and it's a holiday held all over the world, a testament to how important fathers and father figures are in society everywhere, everywhere. And with each and every one of those, it's a different kind of relationship. We can't say all fathers are great or all fathers are bad. We know the truth is somewhere in the middle, because all fathers are very human. Did you get a word during the meditation when you thought of your father figure? Yeah, that can bring up some stuff, can't it? Yeah, it's okay. We're hearing this together. It's safe. For me, the word I thought of for my father was courage. He didn't earn medals for his service in the Korean War. He was an 18-year-old farm boy, scared to death, but he did his duty to God and country. So he rarely talked about it. It was such a trauma for him, but my dad had a job that I'm sure he did not enjoy. He had a wife. my dear mother, and a large family, all us 4 kids. And he did what he had to do, and he did it gladly. His purpose in life was us, his family. He did it all with a deep and gentle courage. It was love that fueled his courage. But he's still here. You know, I talk to him all the time, but he left this worldly realm in 2008. Now, my dad had 4 brothers, so the 5 boys, and they all wanted to be the kind of dad that their dad was not. Their dad was an unstable alcoholic. And that's the kindest thing I can say about my grandfather. My dad didn't talk badly about him, though. None of the boys did. But our mom told us after we were older and we're trying to figure this grandpa thing out, the kind of life they had in the 20s and 30s and 40s growing up, moving from farm to farm and job to job, not ever knowing what dad was going to do. Well, my grandfather died one night while walking home from a bar. He tripped and fell on a train track, unconscious, and he got run over by a train. Now, this wasn't until his sons were all grown and had children of their own. Still a blow to them. I saw my dad's reaction when he got the phone call. It was his dad. And I know there was good in that man because he had these 5 amazing boys. Well, I'm happy to report that my uncles are good, steady husbands and fathers, a testament to my grandmother, too. They chose to create a new legacy for their children. And that brings me to my point, really, of today, as we honor and celebrate fathers, all fathers, present or not present in your life, biological or not. All of us had a dad who had a dad who had a dad who had a dad. All dads left a legacy. Now, let me define legacy, how I'm using it here. It's commonly used, as we speak about, getting an inheritance in the will or, worldly goods. Well, the dictionary even says legacy is a gift by a will or especially of money or personal property. But this second definition really speaks to that it's something handed down or received from an ancestor or predecessor, right? And we know as students of our spiritual self and our personalities, that we sure hand down a lot more than money, right? So the legacy today is about our father's legacy to us and their father's legacy and theirs and theirs. We don't know. I don't know what kind of life my grandfather lived. I'm sure it was back, even further. My dad was born in 29. So, you can imagine at the turn of the century, life wasn't easy. Life wasn't easy. So we can choose, though, to embrace that legacy, or we can choose to refute it and create a new one in our life. So let's say you were given a monetary legacy gift, but it had a lot of strings attached. Like you have to get married to a certain person on a certain date, or your inheritance goes away. Now, it may not seem like a choice, giving up all that money, but you have to make a choice to keep it and live your own life the way you want to or not. If you were left a legacy of loving kindness and shown how to live well, like my father did for the 4 of us, You can choose to reject that as well. We wonder why people come out of these, on the outside, looks like these amazing families and have so many struggles. We choose. Doesn't feel like a choice much though, does it? But if you were left a legacy of ill health, mentally or physically, you can choose to turn away from that and make other choices as well. And this is where our choices and how we live come right back into play. Unity's co-founder, Merle Fillmore, heard this quote I'm going to say in a moment while in a lecture one day, and it sparked, she said, it came upon me that it was the truth, and she got it. She had a family who just knew that they were all going to have tuberculosis or some other terrible disease. Oh, honey, she was 40 and very ill with that, with 3 small children. She heard, I am a child of God, therefore I do not inherit illness. And we can make that apply to anything, can't we? I am a child of God, therefore I inherit the things that I choose to inherit. Even though as children, we don't know this stuff. We're just taking it on in little sponges, right? But there's a point that we get to that we can go, I can keep doing that. And I know in social work and psychology, it's called, breaking that pattern, breaking the cycle, that's the word I was looking for, of abuse or alcohol, of drugs, of all kinds of things. We can choose to stand in breaking that cycle. And we'll talk about forgiveness another time. But we get to learn how to let go of the pure humanness that our fathers are and were. They had their struggles. We don't even know what they were. It doesn't excuse it, but it allows us for a deeper spiritual understanding of some of the why. Personally, now I don't refer to God as my father. I think I'm not a child of God in the sky. That's a legacy created of myths and control of religious leaders. I choose a legacy of knowing the energy of life is what we call God, is what I call God. That unbounded energy that is within all of us. The energy is the spirit, the very truth, and it's diverse, and it delivers whatever legacy is called for until we call for something else. We give ourselves the gift of an abundant, beautiful legacy. Because we know that the universe is going to manifest for us the best that we know how to ask. Therefore, we have a choice in how we live this life of ours, and it certainly does not feel like a choice a whole lot of the time. That's why, though, that we have this deep desire. That's why we're here. That's why people go to church all over the world on this day. We have that divine desire. We know there's something more than this outer world, than our reactions, than our personalities. That keeps life interesting. But we're rarely taught about choices as children. And it's hard to be a parent. And now you get to choose, but you get to choose, do you want to wear the red dress or the blue dress? Not do you want to wear your pajamas? Although sometimes that's what they want to do, right? So we remember to live our innate legacy of love. And it seems fleeting sometimes, but it's not. It grounds us when we allow it to, when we take like little and often moments to find that peace, to find a peacefulness. When we remember that all fathers are part of a story that began so long ago that we can soften our view. We can open our heart and begin to understand. That, I believe, is what's emerging in our world right now. The seeming chaos, we're waking up to the fact that we are all part of all those ancestors, of all those fathers and all those mothers, and we're here now. And we go, oh, I can do this a little differently. Now, some families have, their family histories recorded for hundreds of years back. And I think of England when I think of that, all the castles, the kings, and and the on and on and on and on. I don't know how well that serves their current generation, really. They have to fight against their ancestors all the time, like Prince Harry and all of these sweet guys and gals who are caught up in this legacy of proper things that are proper, and houses that are ridiculously large, like an albatross, and that they can't afford. So I ask, what's the legacy we want to leave for this world? What is the legacy you want to leave for this world? That legacy is created in how we choose to live today. One thing is certain, we can't change the past. We can't go back there and change the things our fathers said or did or didn't do or didn't say, or our mothers, or ourselves as parents, as friends, as earthlings, taking care of this earth. My dad chose to make a different choice. He chose to work hard. He drank more than a beer or two a year, and that was like, what? He had a steady job and showed his children kindness, love, respected, deeply loved and respected our mother. Two of his brothers had some issues with alcohol. However, they still provided stable homes to their families. They chose a different legacy. Now, it may not be easy. Men and women break deeply embedded cycles, and the traits are far-reaching. However, as we become more conscious as a society, we open up and we talk about this stuff, about our perceptions as children, about our experiences that we had in childhood. We have new venues. There's somebody to talk to now. It's not a shameful thing to reach out. We can have new perceptions, new choices, find forgiveness, gain understanding, and we can recognize that whatever happened between you and your father was a result of an unconscious, healthy or unhealthy legacy, a wonderful legacy of love. There are just as many examples of healthy, loving fathers as there are those like my grandfather was, and everything in between. It's not here or there, folks. We live here. No matter what, we're all connected in the oneness, and it is in the universal energy of life. It is complicated within its simplicity. It is not a one-stop shop that we choose in each moment. Life is so ever-changing, unpredictable, full of challenges. And when we can stop blaming the past and start creating a new life, we are creating a legacy, a new legacy for living, a new legacy for this world, for our earth. Life as a father or father figure, life as a mother or mother figure, life as a human being in our many roles is a journey with so many choices and many paths. So even though we can only live in one moment at a time, we can project our imagination into our future and create anew. Or we can use our imaginations to replay the old stories and old ways. And so I ask, are you leaving a legacy of love for your family? It's never too late to do that. Are we leaving a legacy of love for our Mother Earth? One of forgiveness of the past? Now, don't you think it's going to be perfect? We are perfectly fine with our quirks and imperfections. There's not a standard that we live to other than loving kindness. We are born into and as love. That is the true legacy of our very soul. Embrace it, own it, and live it. Live it. Amen. Happy Father's Day.